Welcome again to Irinka's Kitchen. I have another family favorite recipe to share with you. It's called paprika potatoes. PAPRIKÁS KRUMPLI. Krumpi means potatoes in Hungarian. So what I'd like to do is to begin by showing you how this great recipe is prepared. So what I have here on the tray is some garlic cloves, and I have 2 garlic cloves, so I'm going to add that to my oil, and I've already added a little bit of oil on the bottom. And I'm using about 2 tablespoons of oil in this recipe, 3 tablespoons actually, in this recipe. So I've sort of coated the pot with some oil, and then I'm going to add the remaining oil to it. And it's at medium heat. And this recipe, you have to remember, I have a tip there, that you always cook this dish at medium heat. Otherwise the potatoes will get all mushy and sort of get too soft. So it's really important that you cook it at a medium heat and that you're always at the stove stirring it. So that nothing will burn. So what I'd like to do is sort of like stir it around a bit, the garlic. This is a great potato recipe. This is something that my mother served at least once a week, and she would serve it without meat. But today I'm going to serve it with some sausage, and I've got a 1/4 kilogram of turkey, garlic lean turkey sausage that I bought in one of my neighboring grocery stores. So you can do a turkey lean garlic sausage, you can go with chicken, you can go with chicken sausage, you can go with pork or beef. Traditionally, Hungarians would serve it with a pork sausage or pork or beef sausage. But today, just to make it sort of a little bit low-cal, I'm going to use lean turkey garlic sausage. Then the next step is to take an onion. So I've got 1 onion, and this one is a large onion. I like to use a lot of onions in my recipe, and it's a sweet onion. So I'm going to saute this first in the vegetable oil. And then what I've done is I've got potatoes. The next step is that I've cut potatoes sort of lengthwise, and I'm going to put that into my oil. And I'm going to cook this and making sure that this is at a medium heat. This actually is a serving. This would be a serving for, because I've got 6 potatoes, medium potatoes. This would serve about a family of 4. This can also be frozen in a freezer container if you wanted to make a larger batch. This is a great recipe to serve for guests also. Goes great with some rye bread. You can add some rye bread to it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my spices. So I've got my paprika, which is a 1/2 teaspoon of Hungarian szeged paprika, sweet paprika. But if you can't find a Hungarian paprika, you can use other types of paprika too. And then I've got some ground pepper, black ground pepper, and that's 1/2 teaspoon of ground black pepper. I'm just going to stir that around. This recipe has a great color contrast. It's got red and the color of the potatoes in it, and it's really a great recipe to serve for dinner or supper. So I'm just going to make sure that my heat is controlled here, like to medium level, especially now that I'm adding the spices. And then I'm going to add some ketchup. Traditionally, Hungarians don't add the ketchup in it. They could add actually some tomatoes, but I'm going to use some tomato ketchup. I've got a tablespoon of tomato ketchup. You can add more if you want. This is just for flavor. And then I've got the lean turkey garlic sausage. So I'm going to add that into this recipe. And then stir that around. And I'm going to add my water. Now, I've mentioned that you add as much water to cover the potatoes. So I've got about 4 cups here. And I'm just going to go over to my water dispenser here by my fridge, and I'm going to add probably about another 2 cups, approximately 2 cups. So that would make it, just so that it covers the potatoes. Make sure that there's enough water added to this recipe. So I'm just going to stir this around, make sure that all these spices are cooking, and I'm going to cook this at medium heat for approximately 30 to 40 minutes. About 40 minutes I've mentioned in my recipe, but midway you could test to see how the potatoes are cooking, and you would basically base it on how well the potatoes are cooked. That's when you know this recipe is ready. So what I do is I put a lid halfway on the pot, and I check it occasionally. I go and check it and stir it. So like I say, this can be frozen or you can do it fresh. You can do a fresh batch of it if you want. And I hope that you will enjoy this great recipe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you the finished product of this recipe. And there will also be a picture on the website to show what it looks like. So I'll be back. Welcome back again. I'd like to show you the finished product of my recipe, which is called PAPRIKÁS KRUMPLI, and it's paprika potatoes. So I'd like to show you this great recipe. The kitchen is just smelling fantastic. You can smell the garlic and the onions and the paprika and the garlic. Actually turkey lean sausage. Traditionally this would be made with a smoked sort of pork or lean sort of beef sausage or not lean sausage. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to bring it up to the camera again, and I'd like to show you this fantastic recipe. It is just smelling great. So this really would be great served with some rye bread. Rye bread, if you have some, get some rye bread and serve it with rye bread. It's better actually with rye bread, because then the consistency is more firm, and then you can sort of dip in your bread into the juice of this recipe. So I hope you've enjoyed this learning about this recipe, and I hope that you can serve this to your family and your friends. So if you have any questions or comments, you can contact me at irene@irenkaskitchen.com, irenkaskitchen.com. So until next time, bon appetit, jó étvágyat!